All right, so we're going to talk about now the deadlift and how to get more force production and get yourself into a better position so you can get more leverage from the bottom of the deadlift. One of the main things to remember and understanding about the deadlift is that its prime mover is the hip extender. That is the glutes, the powerful engine of the glutes. The secondary mover is the hamstrings. So understand that your glutes, hamstrings work together to create force. Ellie, shh. Okay, they work together to create force. So you're essentially, you got to remember too that your hip is a rotator. It's not just an extender. So understand that's kind of why for a lot of people it's most ideal to have a little bit of your feet kind of pointing outwards, just a tiny bit. And this is more specific with a conventional deadlift. If you lift sumo, there are a lot of little nuances about the sumo that are a lot different than the deadlift, than the conventional deadlift. But what you want to look at is that you want your feet to be turned out slightly, and as you reach down for the bar, you want your knees to point outwards and track towards your toes. So you want to be able to have good torque. One person that does this really well in a conventional deadlift is Brandon Lilly. He's a really great deadlifter. I'm sure you've seen him. Powerful guy. And you can see how his knees point out slightly, because part of the reason why is because he's creating torque at the bottom. Now that we know that as a hip extender, or we know that already, understand that also your lats are also a big part of the movement as well. They're actually isometrically keeping everything tight. Of course, with heavy weight, there's going to be a little bit of movement, so that's why lats get involved significantly in the deadlift. So what you're going to want to do, hey baby, you going to help me here? Huh? You going to help me? Okay, we're going to teach Ellie how to deadlift. So, the one thing you're going to want to do is you want to get good hip flexion right here. Getting this hip flexion is really, really important. So when you reach down for the barbell, you want to be able to have as much room as you can here, so that way you can go down. Because what happens with a lot of people when they reach down for the bar, especially into a conventional lift or even kind of like a hybrid, is that when they come down to here, the problem that they have is that their hip runs out of space. So in order to get a little bit lower to grab the bar, you have to kind of round your lower back to get in position and then try to go backwards. And that's not optimal. It's always best to prioritize spinal mechanics. And what that means is simply when you reach for the bar, when you reach for the bar, your spine is in the strongest position possible, and that's in neutral. And don't touch that. No. So that when you grab the bar, you have the most power available into the biggest muscles of your body, and that is the hamstrings and the glutes.